I love that you guys are prompt and ready. I see Angela. I love to just say hello to everybody here. I know more people will be coming in, so feel free to mute yourself. If you want to be on camera, I love to talk to faces. If you can't be on camera, drive safe, do whatever you're doing, and that's fine. I want to go ahead and just kick off the call. It's 5 o'clock. We have
Yes, we are live.
and we are live. Thank you. Okay, this meeting is being live streamed. Thank you for letting us know. Um, Tammy Cameron, yes, we can admit her. Okay, so this call is designed for the newest brand partner. This call is also designed for brand partners who are bringing in brand partners. So that's basically all brand partners who want to improve their business, who want to launch their business, and want to get more comfortable and more confident. And what we have is a system that can help improve your success in speed or just help your business grow more smoothly. So I'm super excited. I'm going to be co-hosting today with Rick and Janine Kearney. And as I said before, I'm in Southern California and they are in, where are you guys at? I'll let you guys chime in and just give a little bit about yourself.
Lovely. So it's a lovely. Thanks, Tammy. It's good to be here. We're based in Adelaide, in the state of South Australia, which is in the bottom centre of the continent of Australia. And it's the middle of winter here, nice weather. So we're very fortunate. We're grateful to be able to come on the call and share some of the things we've picked up along the way. We're old hands in the industry. We've been 35 years in this industry. And if we need to give anybody hope and a bit of faith about where you're going, if you're brand new, there's some astounding things that are possible in this industry. We've been managing to live a wonderful lifestyle for an extended period of time. And Janine was able to give up her nursing work, and so we were able to have a lifestyle that's just only to be dreamed of in so many ways. That element of freedom that we first saw in this business is so possible in this, and never more than with a company like Partner Co. So we've been long termers, and we are never been more astounded by what we have in front of us with Partner Co. And hopefully we can share some of that today that will give you hope. If you ever heard the statement, it takes some time to be an overnight success. Well, I think it took us 10 years to be an overnight success. And so hopefully that gives you some hope.
And we've been with Partner Co now for just coming up 12 months.
Wow. Happy anniversary. I love it. I'm sitting with legends. I'm so excited to be here and to hear from you guys as well. So just for those of you who are watching their square, their little Zoom square, they are fully present. They know their internet is a little bit spotty, and while they're frozen, I can hear you guys 100%. So you guys are good to go. I love seeing your lovely faces, and I am very inspired and encouraged to see and to hear that you guys have been with this industry for over 30, 35 years. And you get to share your perspective on why Partner Co is different than anything else. And you've only been here for 1 year, and we're only getting better. So I'm super excited about that. A little bit about me. I've been with Partner Co for 4.5 years. I joined James and Becky Zhang, who have helped create this amazing community. This community right here is called the Warrior Movement. We're all part of Partner Co, but I am a co-founder of the Warrior Movement. That basically just means I was here when they launched the mission and the purpose of the Warrior Movement. It was to create a community of like-minded people to share in health and wealth building, in mind, body, spirit, like all encompassing. We want this to be your lifestyle partner as well. So like I said, this call is for brand partners. I do want to be very mindful of time. I know personally, I'm a busy mom as well, and I just came back from a trip. So I know everybody's time is valuable, but this call is for new brand partners. We have some on here who are literally brand spanking new. If you are less than a month, put a one in the chat. I'd love to see who we're talking to. And if you've been here for longer than a month, go ahead and chime in if you have any type of encouragement for the newest person. But this is the reason why this call is also for you guys is because we are constantly chiseling our tools and our systems, and we are very excited about what we have and what we're going to show you today. So there's a couple things. So Rick and Janine will probably share a little bit about this as well, but success comes from, I love how you guys talked about becoming an overnight success in 10 years. But what can we do to speed up that process? We want to give you tools and systems that help you duplicate so that you're not having to relearn and recreate the wheel. So we want something that's exciting, that's going to be, transferable and teachable. And so the purpose of this call is to equip you with those tools. Now, the very first thing that we do when we start as a new brand partner is we want to onboard. And don't overcomplicate the term onboard. Onboard simply means learn everything that you have available at your fingertips to be a brand partner here. So we have something called our onboarding concierge, and her name is Alice Bott. Okay, so she gets introduced to you by a message in your Facebook Messenger, and you will receive it from the person who brought you into this business. So let's see, I gotta follow my notes here. Um, Alice Bott, but she's our onboarding concierge, support new. Okay. Um, for those of you, I gotta go share my screen. Give me 1 second to navigate. For those of you who are currently brand partners and you have never shared Alice Bott, is there anybody here who has never shared Alice Bott? Or put a 2 in the chat if you've never shared Alice or if you've never been introduced to Alice. Okay, perfect. There are a few of you. Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen and we're just going to look at, you don't have to know everything if you're brand new. I'm going to introduce you. If you're brand new, just kind of absorb what you can. You're going to pick up some tidbits that will be very helpful. But if you are a partner who's going to be bringing in a new partner, you want to share Alice Bott with them because it's going to introduce them to how to get started. And so we're going to go to our boards. You will learn about boards if you don't yet know about it. This call is not to teach you boards, but so boards is going to, you're going to go here. This is the main menu. And then we're going to say supporting new customers, or BP. BP stands for brand partner. And if you go there, this is how to onboard a new brand partner. And when you click on that, there is this send this after they join. You click on this folder, and literally, this is what I just sent to my newest brand partner. Yes. I copied this and I pasted it and I sent it to my newest brand partner so that she knew exactly what to do, and it would introduce who Alice Bott is to her. And what would happen from there is it's going to share the Warrior Movement Facebook group. It's going to share where our Telegram announcements are, where our trainings are, what links they are. It's going to connect her to, by the way, you're looking at Alice Bott, but this is how you share Alice Bott. Alice is there to show you everything that you need as a new brand partner. So if you have questions, it is very simple. She literally walks you through looking at all the pieces of our tools. Now, why do we like Alice Bott? Because you can send her out, and maybe you have a new brand partner who works all day and she wants to get started and she wants to learn, but You can't connect on a Zoom call and you can't be texting everything. That's very cumbersome. So maybe you just send it to her, and in the middle of the night, she is anxious and she's stirring and she's so excited that now she just goes on to Alice Bot and it does it on her time when she needs to do it, when she wants to learn about where all of the answers are to starting her business. So it gives it to you in bite-sized pieces, so it's not overwhelming. You don't have to understand the whole puzzle. You can literally just put one piece of the puzzle together at a time because Alice walks you through it. Okay, so that's the advantage of Alice. Um, if you need information about Alice Bot, reach out to the person who introduced you, who brought you here, and they will definitely get you connected. The next thing we're going to talk about is going to be a little bit more cumbersome. Okay, we're going to get a little bit more juicy details here because before you become a brand partner, you're going to be introduced to the products. Mainly, our main flagship product is the drops. We have about 100 products here, but we want to introduce our prospects to the drops. We want to teach them. There's so much to know about the drops, and if we're new, we might not know all about it. So we want to be able to send a link that just shares all of the information. We call this, if you've heard the phrase, Machine 2.0. And the reason it's called 2.0 is because this is our second upgrade. We launched Machine 1.0, and this is now a revision. And this revision gives even more robust power to us as brand partners to have better control and insight into our business. It also is a tool that's going to make everything easier, leverage our time. Rick and Janine, is there anything you would add to the Machine 2.0 experienced in the field as you are? Is this something that's common to have, or any other insights?
I can guarantee everybody on this call that this is an original, an astounding development in our industry. There is nothing that we know of that it comes even close to what we have as far as a tool that can increase our efficiencies in this business and our outcomes and speed up our success. And so I can't believe, we can't believe that what we've actually been given. We pinch ourselves every day. So that's the degree with which we think this is such a powerful tool.
We pinch ourselves every day. Yes. Okay, great. So the Machine 2.0, what we're going to focus on today is getting yourself, if you're here, you're a brand partner, I want you to establish your own link that you can send out to new people that you're talking to. Maybe they're going to be customers and maybe they're going to be brand partners. So I'm going to highlight Sherry. She didn't even know I was going to do this, but my sweet, beautiful friend Sherry, while I was in Punta Cana, literally sitting in my bathing suit at the pool, she messages me and says, I'm a customer, but I want, now I have friends and I have people who want the drops. So maybe I should think about being a brand partner. Now, if I were at home, I would probably like want to get on the phone with her and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Let's talk." But I was poolside. I don't know about that. So so what I was able to do was I sent her the machine link. And the link that I sent her, I specifically told her she's a little bit familiar with the products. She's been using them for a couple of months. But in the machine, I told her you will be able to click, click, click on a few things. And I told her exactly where to go. And it'll show you how to go ahead and get enrolled. And she did. And like an hour later, I got an email saying, "Congratulations, you have a new brand partner." So it was very exciting. It literally did the work for me. I didn't have to stop life. Now, it did not replace the relationship that we had already established. It did not replace the conversation about the drops and the thousands of text messages that we've had about what her options are and what the products do. It didn't replace that. But what it did was it just connected her right to the information so that she could just enroll. And so she got her new customers all set up and going, and her account is up and going. So I think, what are you, Sherry, 3 days in? Yes, 3 days in. All right, so let's go ahead and talk. I'm gonna go share my screen again. We're gonna go over to boards. And we're going to look, so if you want to know where to access boards, I'm in the main screen, and it's going to go right here, important links and resources. And now just a little side note, boards is something that, if you can think of it as like your user manual, okay? This is a user manual. It's going to have all these different tab folders, right? These are all the different tabs that you can go through and go through them. Not right now. Go through them while you're learning, and know what's available to you, because there's a lot of stuff in here. I bet if you're asking the question, the answer is in here. We don't expect you to know it inside and out, but as you get familiar with it, you're going to be less reliant on waiting for the answer and more empowered to find the answer. So I clicked on important links and resources, and I'm going to go over here to machine links. Now, this is important. When you are getting yourself established with your own machine link that you can personally send out, that personalizes everything to you so that it looks like, when I sent something to Sherry, she thinks I have my own website. She thinks I have my own thing that I'm sending out, but I didn't. I totally cheated by using the machine, and you can too. And we encourage cheating here. Right? So we're going to go here, get your BP brand partner machine link. Side note, James, if you're watching this, I added that BP on there so that we know for sure it was a BP link, because this is specific to brand partners. Okay. So what you do here is, I'm going to click on it and just to show you what it looks like. So you're going to sign up for your own machine link. You do not give this to customers. That's why it says BP link. You are signing up to have access to your machine link. So when you're going through this, I want to walk you through this so that we can troubleshoot some areas that are getting people hung up, or some areas where people are getting stuck and they feel like, it's tricky, it's new technology. We don't want you to get stuck on all those things. We've done this. We've done some troubleshooting. We know where people get stuck, and I'm going to tell you where they are so that you can take note of it. Your first and last name, easy. Your email. Think of this as an extension of your business. So when you enrolled as a brand partner, whatever email that was, you want to use that email here. You don't want to change it and have emails going somewhere else. All your partner co emails, I would highly advise, you don't have to, it's not going to be wrong, but I would highly advise, it makes natural sense to use the same email when you enrolled as a brand partner. Your phone number here, nobody's going to be calling you, but I think that's just for reference. Your brand partner, if you do not know your brand partner number, it always starts with a capital letter, and then it has those numbers after it. And if you don't know it, you can ask the person who referred you here. It's always in the email that they send you. Welcome, there's your brand partner number. You can also find it anytime you place an order. They'll tell you what your order number is and your brand partner ID. And I just want to do a little side note. If you're brand new and you see your order and you get a receipt, your order number will also start with a capital N, but it'll have a longer number, and it's called an order number, not to be confused with your brand partner ID. And then this section here, you're going to want to put a picture. Don't ignore this. This personalizes it. This is going to make you look like such a rock star, like you have your own website, that you look expensive and you look good. So think about the picture that you're going to put in. Don't put one that's showing you and your cat. Okay, put like a headshot of you that looks nice. Now, I'm not an expert on pixels, and I don't know what size pixels things are, but if you try to put a picture in there and it doesn't work, find one that does. Okay. And if you don't know how to find one that does, maybe you can Google how to get a picture to fit 300 by 300 pixels. I don't know, but it's easy to figure out. Now, if you're signing up for this link or you're helping a brand partner sign up for this link and they don't have a picture in here, or maybe you put one in there and then later down the road, you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I had a better picture. No problem. You can go back and change it without a problem. Um, so you're going to finish this and you're going to click on the box. Yes, you're an active partner. You want to go ahead and sign your electronic. This is not like a legal document that's going to, do anything, negative for you. This is just makes it official. Okay. You're going to go ahead and sign up for that. I'm personally not going to put my information in there. I've already signed up for it and I don't want to replace anything. But if you need to go back and do your picture again, you just go into boards and you just get your brand partner machine link and you can go right back to it and literally update anything that you need to update. Maybe you spelled your name wrong. This is where you would go back and do it. Okay, so now that we've done that, now, so some common areas that happen. So let's go. Okay, once you put that in and you send off your signature and you're confirmed and you're like, oh, what's gonna happen now? This is what happens. You immediately get an email. I'm gonna pause. They're gonna start talking. I'm gonna pause this video. You immediately get this message that says, welcome to the machine. Please watch this video. These lovely ladies helped create this whole concept of the machine and they helped implement it. They will introduce themselves to you. We're not going to watch that now. But what is important is take note of the few things I'm about to say because there are some hangups here. When you start the machine, the first thing you want to do is test it out. You're like, well, what is it going to look like when I send it to my customer? And when you send it to your customer, what is it going to look like? So you're probably going to want to test it. When they give this machine, when you get this email, the first thing you're going to look into your email. If you don't see something pop up, then you want to go into your folder that's titled maybe spam, junk, or promotions. One of those folders will have it. If it doesn't, for any reason, there could be a little glitch. We've had glitches, but we've always been able to figure it out. So you can message the person that brought you into the business and they will help you figure it out. All roads lead to James Zhang. So if they can't figure it out, we will get to James Zhang and he has the master key to the back office and he will figure it out. So you want to go ahead and make sure you take it out of spam and put it there. Okay, so check your email. You want to make sure it's personalized. The next thing you want to do is if you need to update your information, I've already told you that. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to look at your link. It's going to show you what link it is. You're going to look at it and it's going to look like it goes back to James Zing because James is the one that started this. It's like all roads lead to James Zing in the machine, but it's only because you looked at it for the first time. It's going to look like it's not like it's broken and it did not personalize with your beautiful picture and your information. So what we need to do is we need to run a test. Okay, we need to get the first prospect in your machine. Now, instead of sending it to somebody, you're probably going to want to do it yourself. And when you do it yourself, if you test it with your own email, you cannot use the email of your brand partner email account. You have to use a different email. And the way I did it was I put my first name as Tammy Tester. Tammy Tester, so I knew it was like a dummy account. And then I used an email that I don't usually use. It's kind of like a dummy email. And that way it triggers that you have a new lead. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. You can go ahead and test it out. And when you do, it's going to look like, let me see if I have it here. That one is not it. It's going to pull up something like this. And did I do it? Oh yeah, it's here. I'm covering it up over here. See right here, it looks like it's personalized to me. So Lindsay and Cindy are the presenters, but it looks like here, I'm also a team leader and brand partner. And that's going to be you. Your picture is going to be in there. Now, when I got to move this out of the way. Now, when your prospect is in here looking through the information, there's all these different buttons they can click on. And so, like, for example, with Sherry, she said she knew she was going in here specifically to enroll. And so I told her, look for how enroll now and start earning. And so she clicked on that. And when she did, it brought her right to the enrollment link, which directly links it to me. So I didn't have to worry about it going to anybody else. I didn't have to finagle with the going into the back office or anything like that. So that's very powerful. But I want you to play with these other buttons, um, so that you can see what happens. Like this says, check out our products. It gives you a magazine so that you can literally flip through. Your prospect will be looking at this and they'll be able to see, I want to know more about your products. They can look at this magazine. Okay, so there's all these different options to click on. All right, I'm going to stop sharing the screen and look in the chat. Do we have any questions? I see some things here. Rick and Janine, do you see any questions that I need to be answering?
No, I think we're all clear. I think you've nailed it. Well done.
Okay, so the main point was that you have access to this link. And what it's going to do is it's also going to generate, I didn't share this yet, but it's also going to generate whenever Sherry, for example, when she clicked on that and she opted in, opting in means they're saying, I'm going to give you my email. I'm opting in that you're going to send me emails. That's all that opting in means. So that's what Sherry did. And I got a little message that said, Sherry just opted in. And so now I know she's getting access to that information. Now I know she's being dripped on. And for the next 10 days, she will be getting emails about different transformation stories, different, stories that are happening that are wide and varied. It's probably going to answer a lot of her questions. And those that she is officially in the machine on the consumer side, but now she's crossing over and she's a brand partner, and we want her to have her own machine to send to her people as a brand partner. And that's the purpose of this call as well. So I hope I've been very clear. Please, if you have questions, raise your hand or put the questions in the chat. Sherry, I know you have a question. Just know it. Okay, now what I'd like to do is I want Rick to get on here and share his insights a little bit because he is so knowledgeable and so experienced. And as we have younger or older generations, not everybody is experienced with technology, and not everybody can like grasp this concept of where the emails are going. What happens? What does opting in mean? And what happens if somebody doesn't want to opt in? And I want Rick to share his knowledge on that as well.
Thanks, Tammy. Appreciate that. Love to be able to share some of our experience and failures and hopefully lessons from failures that may be of value. And just harking back to what we said earlier about taking 10 years to be an overnight success. It's true. And the reason were manyfold. There was lots of different reasons, but primarily we hadn't learned the things we needed to learn. There were no systems. We hadn't personally developed the skills, the awareness, the knowledge. So the reason I say that is because with what we have now in this system, in Alice and in the machine too, we have tools that can change 10 years into 6 months or less, and certainly within a year. And so it's that powerful. It's that exciting. So I just want to share some of the things foundational in our view around the concept of sharing the machine to sharing links and fundamentally around the human interaction piece. I love what you said earlier, Tammy, about you had a wonderful amount of leverage lazing away by the swimming pool, and you have a new business partner with relative ease and nothing. But the key point was before that, when you just threw in that, the conversations we've had, the massive amount of interactions, etc. So one of the things that drives our business, and I'm not going to talk about technology, but I'm going to talk about human beings because we're still a human being-based business. There's something called trust. Trust and the speed of trust dictates so many things in our lives. It's the prime driver of relationships. And so as we are most of us aware, and those of you that are brand new, if you don't realize, this business is driven also by trust. It's a very, very high piece of collateral in what we do. And so much of our activity needs to involve the building of trust where there is none before. As we use social media, as we use this beautiful new digital world, we come across and interact with people who it's the very first moment we've ever met. Often it's remotely, can be anywhere across the planet. So I would pose the question to you, what degree of trust is there in that connection? Indeed, how much connection is there in that moment? And so the reality is there's very little. If you layer on top of that the current amount of scams and people that are utilizing the digital world to defraud and take advantage of us, most of us are very much aware of that, aren't we? It's in our minds. There's a certain amount of fear associated with these digital connections, interactions. And so I want to talk a little bit about that, if I may, and hopefully give you something that might help with that. So this comes into play, doesn't it? As we send out a link to someone that we've met. And with this amazing machine too, we have an expectation that they'll opt in. In other words, they'll give you the name, their email address, and sometimes their cell phone number, their mobile number, without ever having really done much to grow trust. That's it. So I would pose it to you, is that a big expectation? It's huge, isn't it? In many cases, it's huge. So what does that mean? So that means that we must always spend an inordinate amount of time up front building trust when it's not there. Just to insert in there for a moment, there are people, like Tammy suggested, that have already had that connection grown and the trust built. There are people who've been watching you posting. There are people who have been going through their lives and got to a point where they're sick and tired of where they're at. They have gone through a huge amount of challenges, and so they are prepared to trust anybody. They're desperate. Those people happen too. So sometimes it can happen very quickly because the people are ready, and for other times it may be very slow. So I want to share a tool, and so those of our team that are on here, you've seen this recently, so apologies if I'm boring you with the same content, but hopefully it's valuable to everybody as a tool to be able to help understand that process that supports the machine in what it's looking to achieve, allows us to be able to maximize the leverage we get out of the machine. Because leverage is important. Our efficiencies of operations. We all have crazy lives. Tammy suggested busy mum. We are in a situation of grandchildren and babysitting duties, etc. So it's a busy life for most people. So we want to be efficient with our time. So hopefully this allows you to be not wasting time and being more efficient. But it does take some investing up front. I'm going to share with you just an image, if I may. So can you see that?
It looks like it's yeah, I could see it now. A lot of crazy Chinese letters.
Oh, hopefully they're not Chinese. Hopefully they're English.
They're
Is it
English.
legible?
It looks a little, you're gonna explain it to us.
Yes, exactly. So this is a formula, and it's just for a reference point as you're looking to build trust. When you want to build trust with someone you just met, with someone new, when you want to influence their thinking, you want to influence change. And of course, the outcome, if you look at the right-hand side of this formula, the outcome here is that we may want a customer. We may be seeking a brand new business partner. We may be just seeking someone to have greater awareness of what we do. You know, the outcome can vary depending upon your purpose, etc. But it's a very foundational process to work through. That formula that you see on the screen reflects the process of the human brain's normal activity as we look to do a new action, take a new action, or have a new thought. So the first one, D, for dissatisfaction. So as you're interacting with someone new you've just met, the very first thing you must do is spend a lot of time understanding where they're at. Instead of dissatisfaction, you could call it the pain. You have to find their need. We've heard of needs analysis, haven't we? So we spend a massive amount of time deeply understanding how they feel, why they've got there, what they've done in the past, where they want to go, what they aspire to, where that circumstance is absolutely critical. This process I'm explaining to you is sequential. The flip side of it is that often we bump into someone and what we do straight away, we go, wow, I've got this incredible product. I think it can do something for you. It's really cool. It's got this and it's got that in it. It's helped thousands of people across the world. That's vision. That's the second step. It's not the first step. If you jump into vision, solutions, if you want to call it that, for people before they have developed trust in you, before they've had a chance to self-declare their challenges, their pain, their desire to change, to move from where they are. I say self-express. It's no good you telling them. You have to ask questions. So here's a little phrase I would give you, which is valuable. Play dumb, dig deep. Play dumb, dig deep. Even though you may know and realize where they're at, make out you don't know. Ask. So tell me, how are things for you? Great quality questions about understanding, and in doing so, asking questions and focusing intently on them, you will grow trust. It's a trust developer and massively, massively important. And so how long does this take? As Tammy shared beautifully earlier, for some people, once you've gone through the process, the end result, the outcome can take seconds, a few minutes. It could take, with that person I mentioned earlier who is primed and ready, sick and tired of being sick and tired and just really ready to jump onto anything they can do to help with, you know, for example, things like perimenopausal symptoms or, you know, something that's really challenging in their lives. Then they'll go, okay, I'll just give it to me. I'll take it. It may take 5 minutes. That's the extreme and probably very rare. The other extreme is it might take 5 months. It might take 5 weeks. Try not to think about the time. Think about, have I got enough awareness? Have I grown trust with this individual? And in what format? Enough for them to be able to now hear what I have as a solution. So at that point, we're good at very, very good, I think, at delivering our vision. Here's what's possible. Here's what we can do for you. Here's what we believe we can do to impact your life and change things for you. So as we deliver that, then the next part is that we need to add in some first steps, some action steps, because action overcomes everything. This is the indicator of how well you've done in the first step in finding out their needs. And so that may be, if I sent you a link, you know, would you have a look at it? It's going to require you to put a bit of information in, but there's multiple days of information that will come along. We don't want to drown you with one set of information all in one pile, but there's lots and lots of resources we have that will really inform you strongly and understand what we have available. Is it okay if I send you a link? would you click on it? Would you fill in and put in your details if I sent it? So really spend an inordinate amount of time here before you spend the link. And even then, asking clearly, will you? Now, obviously, if you've got close friends and a high level of trust already achieved, this may not be required to this degree, but hopefully you get the intent of what I'm saying. Be aware of where the other person's at. So this is a natural occurrence in our brain. If all those things occur, the greater than sign is ahead of the resistance. There is a lot of inbuilt resistance in humanity, as I talked about, cybersecurity, scams, the blockages, strangers getting taken down, being conned. There's a lot of resistance. It may be just that I've never ever bought from a direct marketing organization before, or I've never bought online before. I've never bought from someone I don't know before. There's lots of potential resistance. They won't go away, but if you think about this as a mathematical formula, then the multiplier effect, D multiplied by, add in some first steps. If you have a resistance and someone hasn't opted in to put their details into their link, that simply means you haven't made the D big enough. You haven't spent enough time. Go back to the start. Remember, this is sequential. Oh, look, maybe I was mistaken. I believe that you would like to be able to take some action to move forward from this. Maybe I've got it wrong. So could you explain to me again where you're at? And I've just thrown those words out a little clumsily, but you get the intent, hopefully. So maybe you may need to make the vision bigger. Maybe you need to go back and find a couple of personal testimonials. Maybe it's a three-way call to someone in that space, the vision for what's possible. But I can tell you the resistance is only overcome by those three things at the front. Outcome is an automatic, I want to be able to get some new customers. They are an outcome. As we look to build businesses, the outcome we cannot control. We simply can do nothing about it. So don't focus on the outcome, focus on these things ahead of the outcome as such. And so I'll stop sharing my screen and just see if there's any questions about that. So it's a tool, it's a reference point. If you're not analytical, don't need to have a system or a process. That may be a little of a waste of time for you. But for those of you who like to understand the step-by-step process, I hope that's of some value to you. And lastly, as I close, I would suggest that that tool is valuable in all human relationships. And at the very end, we've heard Mr. James Singh say, this business is about conversations, it's about connections, it's about human relationships. So as much as we have amazing tools in the machine in Alice, they are just tools. Our human interaction around that is still what drives and makes this happen. So embrace that. So learn those skills and grow wonderful relationships with human beings. And hopefully that's some value. I'll stop. Any questions, Anna?
No, thank you. Thank you so much, Rick. I know Janine has a few words and she's going to end us out. I just wanted to address just a few questions, but I think the biggest takeaway there is about the connections and relationships. And I know that I appreciate hearing the deep philosophy of building trust, because it is trust that's going to get us to build. And that's one reason why I actually joined this business, is because I loved a reason to connect to people. I wanted connection, but this gives me a reason to even build more connection. So it resonated with me. Thank you so much for your 30 plus years of experience on that. Janine, real quick, before you chime in, and I want to be mindful of time as well. There was a question about when people first, there was a statement, Pam did remind us, when your prospects, when your customers, potential customers, opt in and they receive the machine from you and they want to learn more about the drops and they say, okay, I'll look at a link, and they enter their email, they also get into a monthly drawing that we are doing for a free box of drops. So that's a really big incentive to get people also into it or a reason to reach out to them, hey, I'd love to give you a chance to enter our free drawing. And that drawing is in the Wellness 360 group. So they all link together. That means they can go into the Wellness 360 group and they can see when that monthly drawing happens. It happens once a month. I'll have to confirm when it is. My apologies, I don't know at this moment. But the other question right below that was, what if you're my son's calling. Um, what if your customer want or prospect wants a link just for to shop your website? There is a link for that, and that is going to be there is a. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Let's see, where am I? Okay, I need to go out. I'm trying to do it in a hurry at the same time. Okay, I know, here it is. I found it. Okay, if we go here and if they're looking your information, they go in here. Yes, I want the drops. It's just the same as them enrolling that other option that they had when they enroll as a brand partner. If they want the drops, it's going to go ahead and bring up your website and it's going to show them the drops, but then they can also just go right over here to the home and they can shop all your other products. Now, there is another way to do to get them to your links. And we have something called smart links, and that's a training for another day. But write down a little note, smart links, and ask your brand partner who brought you in here, your friend who brought you in here, and they can show you how to create a smart link. It's also going to be in your onboarding how to create your own smart links, as well as how to create your website. So we have answers for all of them and different ways for different people that like to use different tactics. So there's not just one way to get to the website. There's other ways that you can straight shoot it. Janine is going to end us with systems that come. She's going to give us her excitement and enthusiasm. And as soon as she's done and gives me the cue, I'm going to spin the wheel so that we know who the winner of our drawing is.
Hello, everyone, and I am really excited. And the reason I'm excited is because I did relaunch my business and went into Alice and redid the new updated Alice 2.0. And it is my challenge to you all that are on this call and to your teammates is to go in and redo the updated Alice, because it has got so much more new information. Like, I learned so much doing it. It's just incredible. And it gives you confidence to give it to your brand partners. You see everything, you go through all the steps, you're confident your new brand partner is going to have all the information, and it even links them to the machine to how to do that. Everything is in the Alice onboarding. So just once more, just go and do it this week if you can. And if you're like me, once you got started, I couldn't stop. And a few of the team were the same, like it goes over 7 days, but it took me one. I had to keep going because I wanted to keep doing it. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. So be excited. We've got the best tools. Just go out and use them, and
Have fun.
Have fun. Exactly. Have fun with it.
Yes,
That's all,
thank you.
Tammy.
I love that. And just to reiterate, you said go through it again. Now, it does say in the very beginning, it says you have 7 days of it, but some people, they do it all in one day. So we give you 7 days because you can chop it up and we just want you to take it at your time. But yes, you can do it all in one day as well. So thank you so much. So we had if you're not yet in the Warrior Movement Facebook group, I want to let you know we have a Facebook group just for our brand partners, and it's to make announcements and what's going on. And this is our giveaway. We have a warrior movement, a warrior giveaway. And James and Becky love to give away. We call it Partner Co swag, something from our shop that has the branded icons on there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to spin the wheel. Let me get over to the wheel. These are people who have completed their Machine 2.0 and Alice onboarding. Okay, they've gone through it maybe once, maybe they went through it just now. They relaunched their business and they announced it in this group. So when they announced it in this group, that automatically entered them. And these are all the people that did. Currently, there are 18. When James, he's literally in the air flying back from Punta Cana right now. But when he comes back, he'll let us know how we're proceeding after. But so far, I captured these 18 people, and I'm going to spin the wheel to see. We're going to give this name to James. It is, oop, Leanne Schubert. Yes, we got to see those confetti.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! I don't know if Leanne is on this call. If she is not, that's okay. You don't have to be on the call, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure she knows that she is the winner. I'm going to write it down before I forget. Leanne Schubert. She is the winner of a Partner Co swag, so we'll be looking for her sporting her hat or shirt or whatever she gets. And now, until then, the only last announcement I have is, what is it? What do I have? Do I have any last announcement? Yes, I do have a last announcement. Okay, when you onboarded, this is the very last announcement, and we're out of here, is it directed you to our Telegram announcement page. In our Telegram announcement page, it tells you that every morning we have a call, and it's called an IPA call. If you can make it, fabulous. Can you see my Telegram up here? I don't know if you can see it. You can. Okay, it's a little sidebar over here. We are doing a call Monday through Friday, and it starts at 7 in the morning Pacific time. So translate that into your time. It means 10 o'clock Eastern time, and it is a call because we are driving. We have 8 weeks until our Dallas PXP conference. All of us get to walk the stage if we meet certain milestones. If you are reaching for goals that you have in income or title, whatever your goals are, discuss it with your leader, and let's see how we can get you to walk the stage if that's something that you desire. We can tell you the benefits of what it means, but come on this call because we are going to be giving different tactics on what we're doing, what the successful people are doing to gain momentum and gain success. Part of it has to do with using the machine, but we're going to it's a relaxed call that kind of gives you what you can do to take action on. So that is my last announcement. It is the IPA call. If you can come, fantastic. If you can't, all of our training calls are always recorded and they are in our YouTube channel, which you will also find in our onboarding. So that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I want to thank you guys. If you have any questions, make sure to get back to the person that brought you into our fun family and community, okay? All right, you guys take care. Bye-bye. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Tammy.
Thank you, Tammy.
Bye, everybody.
Enjoy
Thank
your
you.
wisdom.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Fabulous training. Thank you.
Bye.